We are back. Happy
Yes, sir.
holidays
Merry
to
Christmas.
everyone. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. Happy birthday. Whatever.
Just be happy. Just be happy.
Yes, sir. And here I am, Clay from Brooklyn. Football with the fellas. And who's this with me?
It's your man Mazo. It's all about Big Blue.
Yes, sir.
Even during this festive season, it's still all about Big Blue.
Gotta be. Gotta be.
We gotta let me see. Do we have a big game coming up?
Hey, I got a really good Christmas present.
What?
We have the number one pick in the draft.
What?
I consider that a person. I looked under my tree and yes, sir, there it was. I went to tankathon.com/NFL, which is my go-to source for the draft pick order. And there we are sitting at the top. New York Giants with our 2-13 record. Nobody else has fewer than 3 wins but us.
Are we in there? Have we clinched that yet? Or
well, as they say, our fate is in our hands. We control our destiny. So if we lose these next 2 games, we have the number one pick. No one can take that from us.
Oh boy. Okay.
But you know what that means.
We say it all the time. No matter what we say here and what we say when the game starts, I want them to win. I can't say, go ahead and lose.
I will be rooting for a W during the game.
Right. Exactly. But they find a way to get the L. They find a way.
They have found a way with remarkable consistency.
Oh boy.
Now the scary thing is the team we play this week, the Colts, are hot and cold too. I mean, their quarterback, Anthony Richardson, is probably the best athlete at quarterback in the league, including Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. He's like 6'4", 245, and runs a 4.3 something 40.
Right.
Or 4.4 40. That's insane. And can throw like 85 yards. Like he is a ridiculous athlete.
But didn't he play like 1 year college, 2 years?
He played 1 year college, started 1 year college and got hurt in the NFL, and missed most of 1 year. I mean, he's very inexperienced and raw. He can make a play that no one else can make, and then he'll throw a pick six the next play.
Yeah. He'll come. That's funny. Yeah, I had this feeling he'll come of age against the Giants.
Oh yeah, no, this is the get right game.
It's definitely going to be. Oh my god! And you know what? Isn't this the game too that now I was saying is a big game because this is the game that if we lose this game, we will set the record for the number of home losses during the season.
Yes. So in fairness, the NFL has only had 17 games for like 5 years. There's not that many teams. I mean, there haven't been that many opportunities to be 0-9, but we will be the first team that will be 0-9 at home if we lose this game, which is ridiculously embarrassing.
I just can't fathom that, though. I mean, my mind just, again, when we talk about this, every time before we come on, I always, I guess I rev myself up. I look back at the old days, and I see Lawrence, and I see Carson, and I see Sims, and I'm getting excited. And then we come on, and then I said before that, I said, let me get a little reality check. And I look at the record, and I go, oh, okay, right, 2024-25 season. We're not back in the golden days.
Right. You know what it is? We have a Banks on the team, but it's not Carl Banks. It's Tay Banks. So maybe when you're looking at the film and you see Banks, you're like, oh, this must be a good Giants team. No, wrong Banks.
Wrong Banks. Oh man, oh gosh. So we got Baltimore, huh? Oh wait,
Indy.
Look, see how bad I am.
Formerly Baltimore, the Colts.
We got the Colts
from Baltimore. When we were good. Actually, back when they were from Baltimore, we weren't good, but they used to be from Baltimore.
It used to be pretty good. Okay, so we got the Colts. They got Richardson at quarterback. Do you have anything on our injury report? Anything on that on them? Or
I do. And I want to correct the statement I just made. I said back when they were from Baltimore, we weren't good. Well, if you go way back, we were very good. In fact, the game that is known as the game that put the NFL on the map, the greatest game ever played, as they called it, was the 1958 championship game between Baltimore and the Giants. Now, of course, Johnny Unitas and Baltimore beat us. But nevertheless, we were good for a while they were still in Baltimore. I just want to clarify that for any old schoolers or even older than us, might be saying, wait a minute, hold on, what you talking about?
You mean high top black boot Johnny
Yes,
Q.
yes. Johnny U. Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
man.
Often referred to as the greatest quarterback of all time up until like the Super Bowl era, right? Up until the Montana era.
Right. He wouldn't be a third string quarterback right now. So.
Well, listen, who knows? Who knows? The game is different now. All right. So the Colts come in with their 7-8 record against us with our 2-13 record. The kind of relevant stats are they have uh, scored 21 points a game and they're ranked 21st in the league in scoring, which is a weird coincidence. And they've given up 23 points a game and they're 23rd ranked in the league in defense, which is another weird coincidence. So weirdly, they are using the same number for their ranking and their scoring at points allowed and points scored. We, by the way, are 32nd, butt naked last in scoring with 14.3 points per game. Which
Jeez.
again, if you're a small forward on an NBA team,
Not
you
bad.
know, and the two guard is your go-to scorer, and here you are the second or third option, and you're averaging 14 points a game. That's pretty good. But
But
for
not
an
in
NFL
football.
football team, no. If it was the Canarsie, Big Blue, uh, we used to call them Chiefs. They don't call themselves Chiefs anymore. But the Canarsie team in high school, averaging 14 points a game, is tolerable. But the Giants in the Meadowlands, not so much. So we're 32nd in the league in scoring 14.3 points a game, with 25th in the league in points allowed. We only give up 24 points a game. So I guess for us, that's pretty good. We're still one slot, two slots actually below them. They're 23rd. But our defenses are comparable. Offense is not so much.
That's what I was
The
going to
the
question.
key injuries, though, I think what you asked me about, the people who haven't practiced this week for them are quarterback Anthony Richardson and tight end Mo Ali Cox. So those are game time decisions. My guess is that Anthony Richardson's going to play. He's going to be like, I ain't missing this game against the Giants. This is where I pad my stats.
Right.
So I'm playing this game.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, and their limited participant in practice was Quentin Nelson, who is the all-world left guard. And again, there's been many people over the years who've written that we should have taken him instead of Saquon. Whatever. I'm not going to rehash that. I'll just say that he is a really good guard, and I would have loved to have had him, but not instead of Saquon.
In addition
What?
to, but not.
Right. Maybe
Right.
in addition to. On our side, Malik Neighbors, Micah McFadden, Tracy, and JMS also. All four of them have not practiced this week. And John Michael Schmitz. I mean, honestly, I'm done with him. I think it's time to move on. But he's the best center option we have right now. And limited participants in practice this week are Drew Lock, Greg Van Roten, and Jermaine Illuminor. So that's the right side of the offensive line. So we're definitely hoping that they can play, but
Right.
they're still listed as questionable. So a fair number of maybes on our side of the ball, one or two on their side, but obviously the two starting quarterbacks, Anthony Richardson and Drew Lock, being the most important.
So Drew Lock's going to start this week, or
He's
not going to
supposed
be
to,
there?
and I expect him to, but he has been limited in his practice participation. He's not 100%.
I didn't hear Hyatt's name there, so I'm not sure. Is he on that? He's on that other list that he'll dress, but no,
the healthy scratch list. No, he'll probably play, but he'll probably get as many targets as you and I get because that's about what he usually does. So
which I can't understand. Why'd you draft this
can't
guy?
understand.
You're not going to throw to him. It doesn't make any sense. It
And
doesn't make
especially this time of the year, I mean, Darius Slayton almost certainly isn't going to be a Giant next year. I would be really surprised if he's a Giant next year.
true.
So why do we still trot him out there to, take away reps from the guys who we need to see if they can play? Like, that's what I really don't get about Dable. Around Thanksgiving, I would have been saying, okay, well, we clearly aren't. I mean, we're the first team eliminated. We got rid of our starting quarterback, like cut him off the team. Like, we basically threw the towel in then.
Right, that's true.
Why not play the guys who you're not sure what you have? Why not say, let's get Daniel Bellinger 5 or 6 targets a game. Let's get Jalen Hyatt 5 or 6 targets a game. Let's see what they can do, because if they can't, then we need to replace them.
Right. Instead of waiting until next year. As a matter of fact, coming up to the draft and not drafting because you said, well, we already have these guys already, in reserve, so we don't need to
Right.
draft another wide receiver, which we do.
Same thing with Evan Neal. Why not put him at guard now? Right? I know we've been saying this for months, but why not put him at guard? He's not the right tackle of the future,
You're not
but
the
he
only one
might
who's
be the
saying
right guard of the future.
it. You are definitely not the only one saying it. I've heard sportscasters on the air have been saying it. Like, move him out of there, move him
Gotta
inside.
go.
Oh,
And he might be a really good guard. Look, Mekhi Becton was a left tackle for the Jets. They drafted him as left tackle. And he got injured a few times, whatever, and that just didn't work out. But now he's on the Eagles playing right guard, and he's playing well. I mean, he's about the same size as he's a little bit bigger actually than Evan Neal, but about the same size as Evan Neal, ginormous. And they put him at right guard, and now he's just like blowing people off the line of scrimmage.
Oh man, this is our running backs are healthy.
No, Tracy's actually on the questionable list also, but Singletary's healthy, and Tracy will probably play. But again, at this point, you know, I think the Tracy hype train has left the station. He's good, and he looks like he has some upside, but
He's not that
all that in a
breakaway
bag
guy.
of chips.
He's not that breakaway guy. He's not like
He's not the breakaway guy. He's a good running back.
Yeah.
And if you're doing running back by committee, which I've been hearing Giants fans say for years, oh, so we don't need Saquon, we need running back by committee. Okay, well, we have Devin Singletary. So let's let them each get, 8 or 10 carries and let's see what happens. Like, I don't feel like he needs to be the bell cow, just getting 15, 16, 17 carries a game.
No, that I can see it. Well, we need to draft another running back, definitely. Not to say that the guy's not wasn't doing a good job.
Probably, but I'll be honest, we have so many other holes that if we just bring those two back,
yeah,
I would say that's fine. Neither of them is electric, but that's fine. The bigger problems are, can we open some holes and can we block for our quarterback so he can stop, throwing these little 5 yards, stop, slant ins and curl routes? Can we actually let him throw a deep ball without having to wind up on his back? So I fixed the line before I fixed the running back.
Oh yeah, and get that thing we talked about last time, that pocket.
I think they call it. I think they call it a pocket. Having been a former electric bass player, I think of pocket in a different manner. But yes, pocket is what we need.
We need one. Just need one.
Need a pocket.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to add a little bubble so the guys can step up into it and throw.
Wow.
And it's funny. Step forward. That means there's no one in your face.
There's no one in your face.
That would be nice.
Or not even step forward. Just be able to stand still and look left and right. You ever watch Lamar Jackson highlights? It seems like he stands there for 3 or 4 seconds almost every play, and then can outrun people if they get, if they beat their blocker. But and part of that, in fairness, is because he's so fast and so elusive that when teams rush him, they've got to stay in their lanes, right? So they can't do a whole lot of stunts and twists and stuff that might leave an edge exposed for him to take off for 20 or 30 yards. So part of it is the way you rush Lamar Jackson is different than the way you rush, say, a Tommy DeVito or Drew Lock. But they also are making the blocks. So whatever the rushing style was, their offensive line holds up. Our offensive line holds.
Very much so. And often.
If that, they sometimes can't even hold. They just
they just go, look out, block. Here we go.
Right.
Tommy, drop it.
Hold. Exactly. Here it comes.
Oh man. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Yes.
Well, absolutely. We'll be wearing blue. We're at home, right? So we'll be wearing the blue jerseys.
Yes. I don't know if you can see, but yes. Yeah. Whoops,
okay.
Oops. There goes my light. But yes, I will definitely be in blue, rooting for the blue, and keeping my reality in my back pocket for that 3 hours.
You know what? I'm telling you, because the Giants right now, you said earlier, are in line to have the first pick of the draft. It'll be in the Giants' best interest as an organization to lose the game. But the players,
and next week,
right? But the way our Giants do, everyone's gonna have their best game. Watch.
This is the kind of game we win.
Right.
This is the kind of game we win. And then we would drop down to 6. Just to be clear, if we win either of these 2 games and the other teams don't win anymore, we would fall down to 6. Because there are 5 teams with 3 wins, and our strength of schedule is harder than all of theirs. So if we wind up with 3 wins just like them, we would be the last of them to draft. So we would have the 6th overall pick.
Are you serious?
And my guess is that neither of the quarterbacks we want. I only want one, but I would settle for Shedeur if we somehow wind up with the 2nd pick and somebody takes Cam Ward first. and we wound up with Shador, I'd be like, okay, fine. He's a good quarterback. I just would have rather had
Oh yeah,
Cam Ward. But if we
definitely.
drop down to 6, it's going to either require us to trade a lot to move up to 1 or 2, or we're going to miss out on the quarterback.
And might be stuck with a DeVito and
Well, what I think would happen, to be honest, the Syracuse quarterback, Kyle McCord, actually led the nation in passing and touchdowns. Like, he's good. And if there was no Cam Ward and no Shador Sanders in this year's draft, and he was like the best quarterback coming out of the draft, that's who I take. Like, we need a quarterback badly. And if for some reason we mess up and win a game or two in these last 2 weeks and can have Cam Ward or Shador Sanders, I hope that that's the plan to go with Kyle McCord.
please, and not
But the
back
thing is,
Georgia.
at that point, we might actually be able to trade down. If we wind up with the 6th pick, I don't think Kyle McCord is going 6th. Now, I said that in 2019, and Daniel Jones went 6th, so you never know. But I could see us trading down to 10 or 11, and adding another second round or whatever, and saying, okay, we can take Kyle McCord probably at 15 or 16, to be honest.
Right.
But you never know, right? Somebody else might be saying the same thing I'm saying. Oh, that's the third best quarterback in the draft. Let's go get him.
Not Beck.
No, not please, not Beck.
Please, because
I
he
don't
was
want Beck. I don't want Ewers.
no,
No,
no, none of those guys. None of
I
them.
don't want Dylan Gabriel.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, but Kyle McCord, I would be fine with if somehow we screw up and don't get Cam Ward.
Oh
What I
man.
don't want us to do is to have the 1st pick and trade down, thinking, well, we'll just take Kyle McCord and add, another first and a second, because that's a valuable pick. To me, the difference between Cam Ward and Kyle McCord is significant. Like, I want Cam Ward. The difference between Kyle McCord and everybody else is also significant. So if I
Right.
don't get Cam Ward, then sure, I'll take Kyle McCord. But that's like saying, I didn't get Jordan and Doc, so I have who's a good but not Alex English. Alex English is a very good player. I don't want him instead of Doc or Jordan, though. If you're telling me that the first 3 picks are Doc, Jordan, and Alex English, I'm not trading down to 3 just to add a first rounder next year. No, thank you.
Alex was good.
He was good. He was very good. He led the NBA in scoring for the decade of the 1970s, of the 80s, excuse me, of the 80s. Nobody scored more points than him. But that doesn't mean I want him. Not when those are the other options. Let's put it another way. Who do you remember who Sam Bowie is?
Yes, I do.
When
He's the
Jordan came out, Chicago had the 3rd pick. Think people sleep on that. They think they had the 2nd pick. No, they had the 3rd pick. The 1st pick was a large one, and that makes sense. If you see a great center, you take him.
right, especially in that
It's
era.
not like at that time we knew Jordan was going to become this. We
Right,
just knew he was going to be very good. So a great center always makes sense. But the 2nd pick was Portland's, and they took Sam Bowie.
and regretted
Now,
it ever since.
I'll never forget that the Olympic team had just come back, and Bobby Knight was the coach of the Olympic team. And someone from Portland was talking to Bobby Knight, and they said, we got the 2nd pick. I'm pretty sure Houston's taking Olajuwon. What should I do? I love this kid Jordan, but we need a center. So I think I'm taking Sam Bowie. You remember what Bobby Knight said? He said, no, take Jordan. Play him at center. I'm telling you, Jordan is that much better than Sam Bowie. If you got to play him at center, play him at center. But do not take Sam Bowie instead of Michael Jordan. You will regret that the rest of your life.
And
And they
then
do.
exactly what they do. Did they? But did they have? Well, we're going off on a tangent, but I was just saying I think then they have
They had Clyde Drexler.
yeah.
So we had Walt Frazier and traded for Earl Monroe back when I was a Knicks fan.
True,
We
true.
didn't say, oh, we got a great guard. We don't need another guard. You think a Drexler Jordan backcourt would have lost any games? Not many.
Not like a giant backfield we got now, right? That
Oh my goodness, yes, bringing it back home, yes.
not like a giant backfield
Talking
now.
about centers, we could use a center too.
It's like, oh man, okay. I'll be optimistic about the game, but it's gonna be a weird game to me. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
weird game.
yeah,
I really, seriously, I really do feel that like this will be the Giants are gonna play well during this game. I had this feeling they're gonna play well because somebody would have to have heard that they would be on, that they would get that record for the number of losses at
oh
home.
yeah, yeah.
And the
The
guys are
pride's going
playing
to
for
kick in. The
they're
pride's going to
playing for
kick
their
in.
positions for next year.
Right. And a lot of people are thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be back on this team next year, but there's 31 other teams. I want to
Right.
be on one of them. So let me put something good on tape. Oh, yeah.
So, okay, it's all right. It's all right. Well, but I want that first pick though. Can we do it? Because that way we can either get the first or second pick, or is it just
So it's
one
like
down to
this.
six?
It really depends on what everybody else does too. But as it looks right now, most of those, and the reality is, I think two of those teams play each other. So we probably would drop down to 5, not 6, because I think two of them play each other. So unless they tie, one of them is going to have another win. But basically, we're looking at the likelihood that we're either first or fifth, right? Most of those teams are also going to be underdogs these last two games. Now, listen, anything can happen. Maybe all of us win a game out of these last two, and we still retain that first overall pick, but it doesn't seem likely.
No, because we'll pull neighbors out of the game. We got to do smart things.
I mean, he's first of all, he's not 100% healthy, and to risk missing some of next year because of an injury you got in week 17 of a season where you're 2-13 makes no sense.
I actually want to see Hyatt out there. I would like to see him out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I want to see I don't just want to see what he has.
I want to see what Hyatt has. I would love to see Isaiah Hodgins back out there.
Right, right.
We can rest Rondale. I've seen the Rondale story already. I know what he's capable of. I don't need to see Slayton anymore. Neighbors needs to not get hurt. Let's see what Isaiah Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt, and what's that guy? Bryce Ford Wheaton, the guy who, when Isaiah Simmons blocked the field goal against Seattle, he's the one who picks up and ran it back for the touchdown.
Yeah.
He's a wide receiver. He's a ridiculous athlete. He's like 6'4", 235 and runs a 4.3.
But he can't get on the field. I don't understand.
He can't get on the field. So he obviously isn't very good at football, but or at least that's what the coaching staff thinks. But, watch him get cut and picked up by, Kansas City and win a ring,
Yeah.
That's a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl.
Of course. Of course. We know that'll happen.
Yes.
But our defense, though. Wait, real quick. Our defense, though, just give me this on my defense.
Oh, so the defense is, no, there haven't been any more major injuries. Like we already have the rash of injuries, right? Dexter Lawrence is out for the season. Bobby Okereke is out for the season. The big names are already done. I mean, our defense, Anthony Richardson is a turnover machine. So if there's going to be a week when our defense looks good, this might be the week. I mean, he might run for 100 yards, but he also might throw 3 interceptions and have 2 strip sacks.
Right,
so, anything can happen.
This sounds like this could be a flag football game.
Kind of careless with the ball because he's so talented. He doesn't think he has to be careful with the ball.
Right. Okay. It's a flag football game. It sounds like a schoolyard game. It sounds like it's going to be. Right.
But if you're asking me, is our defense like up to the task?
Yeah.
Kind of. Like, again, we're missing a lot of key pieces, but the ones that are left have been playing for a few weeks now. So they're starting to get, a little bit of sense for, what the NFL is really like. So kind of, and we'll see.
Okay. Giants scored 10 points. I'm there. Giants scored 10.
I can see that. So I can see us scoring 13 or 14, but I just don't know if that's going to be enough. I mean, we're averaging 14. So, it wouldn't be shocking if we scored 14. But can our defense hold them under 14? I don't know. That's a big ask. That's a big ask.
Okay. All right. Okay.
All good. But listen, to everybody, I hope you're enjoying your holiday season. I hope the Giants haven't messed it up. Like I said, I found under my tree the first overall pick, and I consider that the best present I got. So
that's a great present.
That's a great present. So I'm fine with that. All right, guys. Listen, let us know what you think. Drop us a comment, share it with some friends, holler back at us. This is Clay from Brooklyn, Football with the Fellas. And who's this with me?
It's your man Mazo. It's all about Big Blue. Remember to like and subscribe.
That's right.
And even in this time of, again, it's holiday season. You're with your families. Enjoy your families. If you happen to turn on the TV and see Big Blue playing, root for him. You're going to root for him no matter what. But what can happen. But it's all about Big Blue, baby.
Yes,
Until next time, y'all.
All right.
Peace. Big shout out to El Marquis Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. it's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis's skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out lmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.